My big apologies, I have not recorded this. So, but I will continue. So now I'm recording. So do we continue or do we pause for question and answers?
Because we are closing by 7. So when you put a 7, mean that you 15 minutes for them to ask questions.
Okay, okay,
Close it up to 7, by 7.
okay.
Yeah.
So now I will take you to the process of creativity and innovation. If you have a new idea in mind and you want to transform that new idea into a product or a service for the African nation and be entrepreneurial about that innovation by managing it successfully, you have to have a process. Without a process, you will be confused. And when you are confused, you may end up confusing a whole community with you. That's what you call the chaos theory. There's a theory called the chaos theory. You can note it down and read it for yourself. And if you are in a chaos situation, how do you allow yourself to come out of that chaos situation? You see, sometimes the Gambia government become chaos. You people are management experts. If a bank is in a spiral to fall, you should be in a position to help the bank. If the Gambia government is in a chaos situation or almost about to fall, the University of the Gambia is preparing all of you to avoid that chaos situation. If you are innovating or inventing a product, but you are in a chaos situation, you should have a process how to come out of that chaos situation. What is the process of creativity? Boy, let's study. Let's study hard. That's why we are different from those who are in the sporting industry. But even in the sporting industry today, they have to study how to shoot a ball in an angle, trigonometrics. That's why if we don't have football schools or soccer schools in the Gambia, no, brother and ladies, we can never be at the same level with those in Europe. They study trigonometrics, angling the ball. But we think we will just jump in and just do football. And then at that point, we will bring the cup to Africa. We have to have football schools. Come up with a football school. That's entrepreneurship. Who among you will come up with a football school and get rich out of that school and then make the society rich from that football school? But we are all thinking of different products. Come up with a service like that. A music school. Come up with something. Study. Very important. After study, when you study something, you study the market in order to come up with something new. Look at what is missing. We call it in research a gap. Find the gap. That's why when you are reading an article or an essay, look for gaps. Those are the most important thing. You look for gaps in a research article. When you're contemplating in your own research, make sure that you contemplate alongside by laying out the gaps for future researchers or for future students to also build on the same gap. Studying is important to become a creative person. The second step, incubation. You know what? When you study, give yourself time. Relax. Boy, in my community, we need a community bank. There is no community bank in the Gambia. Study it yourself. How can I come up with a community bank? Well, if you are the force to come up with a community bank in the Gambia, that's an innovation, right? We don't have any community bank in the Gambia. In the West, they have community banks. In other African countries, they have community banks tied to the main banks. All we have, forex bureaus, good innovation. Come up with a community bank. I don't know how you're going to come up with that. It will be a fascinating concept. So you give your time to settle on the study or to settle on the idea. Don't rush through it. Let it sit down in you. Rethink. Is possible the first idea that came in is not necessarily the best idea. Let it sit in you. That is what you call incubation. And then the third step, as it sits down, trust me, your unconscious mind beginning to unfold in you. You start rethinking your own position. And you say, that's where ideas started emerging. That's what you call emergence of idea, illumination. And when that happens, when ideas started emerging, you start analyzing and building on the idea. you verify your own self on the very idea. So what are we talking about? Process of creativity. Prepare yourself. Incubate your own idea. Illuminate your own idea. And verify your own idea. In simple terms, study the market. Study your community. Study your products. Bring the mind at the center of your study. When you study, you leave yourself. Just make sure, don't rush through it. Let it sit down in you. Let your unconscious mind also bring up something. Contemplate on it. Rethink over it. Study, rethink, and then the third step, ideas will start emerging. Once ideas start emerging, then you also have to evaluate, oh, now I got it. But evaluate it. It's possible you can just align it. That's the process of creativity. What is the process of innovation? So innovation, ideas, concepts, solutions, and market. Bring forward ideas. Because under innovation, what do you guys remember? We have to transform the idea. So anything about innovation, remember, you are in the process of transforming the idea into a product. So that's why you have to plan the idea. When you do group study to come up with something new for Gambia, a product or a service, plan the idea. That's why frameworks are very good, or model. Build a model or a framework. From here, it goes here. From here, it goes here. From here, it goes here. Those are frameworks. And once you plan it, that's a concept. Then you develop a prototype. That's how Makerere bosses came about. They develop the prototype from the plan idea. And when you develop it, you get it out to the customer. Don't keep it, because you need money. And the society needs you. Then that's innovation. Ideas, concept, solution, market. And then you come to the process of entrepreneurship. How do you get to be an entrepreneur? Definitely you have to think to be creative. And when you think, you come up with something, execute it. And by executing it, you are growing yourself, you are growing the society, you are growing whatever new idea you have. And then definitely the last thing about entrepreneurship, when defining entrepreneurship, never forget to state the word manage. Create, innovate, and manage. And the last one that is important is slide number 7. That's how I am coming to summarize all of this. We put Africa into context. We explain its population. We explain its GDP, as well as that of the Gambia in contrast to Senegal. The startup businesses for female and male, we need to grow it. The unemployment rate is high. We need to lower it. By lowering it, we all need to jump in as entrepreneurs. And when we finished the context, if you remember, we gave an overview of creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Creativity, we said something new. Come up with something new and useful. Innovation, we say just transform that new idea you have in mind. And entrepreneurship, we say don't only create and develop, but also manage it. And managing, you plan, organize, direct, and control. And then we went on the features and sources of creativity and innovation. How do you know this thing is creative or innovative? Where does creativity and innovation comes from? Because you people, you will be different today than any other person. Somebody say, oh, this thing is creative. You say, no. This is not creative because I'm not seeing the features of creativity in this. And that's not where creativity comes from. Creativity comes from learning and thinking. It comes from real learning and thinking, and so on and so forth. And then we ended up with process of creativity and innovation. In other words, we have a sequence. It's not something that comes in a different way. And then I ended up with the slides. These are the different readings I did. Any guest lecture or yourselves, you're coming up with something in the learning industry and you don't provide a reference, you're not an academic. You just really need to read and prove evident to those students or your peers that you've done some reading. And that's the reference part of it. And then the last part is to tell all of you that I am very, very thankful. I am very thankful to be part and parcel of this course, to share, be going back and forth on what creativity is, and what innovation is, and what entrepreneurship is. And as well as how do we get to understand this and how to apply it in real world to come up with products from today and so forth. There are a lot of different things that are missing in the Gambia. All of you can jump in. To be honest, you to come up with something new. I think Gambia is in our hands. Africa in large, because Africa is really growing, and we are the ones growing it. Now, I am very thankful to the School of Business and Economics, particularly Dr. Sanyang and Dr. Jibril, amazing people, and I am very thankful to all of you in the School of Business and Economics. You guys are the best of the best. Trust me, you have all the traits to be one of the best in the African soil.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bojang. We are also very grateful for the fact that you have created a small amount of time to do service to your country and to do service to your brothers and sisters, because it's not easy. You are in America where everybody is rushing to make money. But in the midst of rushing to make money, you have created time to see how best you can add value in what we do. They are very lucky. The students are very lucky because why? They are learning from a different perspective. They are learning from a different perspective. I was not here during the first part of your presentation, but when I came in, the parts I met, they are very influential and insightful to me, especially the areas where you delve into different theories of psychoanalytical, behavioral, cognitive, and the humanistic. And the humanistic part, he said, being a human being is being informed. And you cannot be an entrepreneur if you are informed. Everything starts with the idea. Yes, the idea defines entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is all about behavior. And the behavioral part is all about that. That's why action, because entrepreneurs, they translate ideas into action that define society. So Fahad has said everything. He has said a lot. So
please let them type on their mobile apps, media.com. Let them subscribe. The email you just input your email, and then you just click on the awareness center, and then you verify that you are not a machine, and then you confirm in your email. And then if you go to YouTube, they can also type GCRPS, and then they can subscribe to that channel too, because this is all education, pure education. GCRPS YouTube.
GCRPS, yeah. All right. In the absence of any questions, we want to beg your indulgence to end this session here. And we thank you again for the time you've given to my students and our Gambia. Thank you very much.
You are the best, man. You're the best.
All right. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, brother. Oh, yeah. Thank you.